two giveaways really were the difference there in that first half, because I thought we were doing some really good things, but then we got that takeaway, had a takeaway negated by an offside.
Dillon Gabriel was not better than Shedeur Sanders in minicamp when the rookies was there. He was not better at minicamp or training camp when the veterans was there. He did not perform better than him during the game he was in. And it's time out for people with the cap.
But I do view him as somebody who could position himself to be that QB2. And if he's not in that position, but he's playing well, we know that the reason that would be the case is because they don't want people clamoring for Shedeur Sanders prematurely.
You ever watch a game and think to yourself, what on earth is the coach doing? That's exactly what fans felt when Kevin Stefanski doubled down on Dillon Gabriel while keeping Shedeur Sanders chained to the bench. It wasn't just a coaching decision, it felt personal. Gabriel's second quarter collapse wasn't bad, it was catastrophic. Turnovers, poor reads, wasted drives. And yet, Stefanski stuck with him as if his hands were tied. The controversy didn't start on Sunday. It's been building since training camp.
I'm not worried about that at all. Just focus on a day at a time. At the end of the day, some decision will be made that's best for the team, and that'll be it. So, I'm just focused on being my best version of myself. Yeah, I think there's 86% of NFL games that have a 2-minute end of game or end of half, depending. But for us, that's huge. We definitely want to continue to get those reps. Say that one more time, sorry. Yep. Replicate that, but within a drive, it's answering too. We take a sack early, but we get a third down. We're in another third and long, but we, get, ahead of it and try to, work our way back. But I think you just see guys competing through that. So
I know I'm ready for the moment. Did I play up to par? No, I don't feel like I did. But overall, the main goal was to win, and that's honestly what.
But the big question tonight is this: was Stefanski truly blinded by favoritism? Or was there a deeper strategy at play? Stick around, because what I'm about to lay out will make you rethink everything. Dillon Gabriel came into this season with high expectations, but what unfolded was nothing short of disappointing. From start to finish, he showed no touchdowns, no spark, no leadership. And then came that brutal second quarter, arguably the worst stretch of quarterbacking we've seen this season. He looked lost, like the game was moving faster than his decisions. Even worse, after being called out, Gabriel carried himself with arrogance, firing a shot at Shedeur Sanders, mocking him as an entertainer. Look, I have been researching about NFL for the last 7 to 8 years deeply, and what I think is, this wasn't confidence, it was recklessness. It fractured locker room chemistry and gave critics the fuel they were waiting for.
Might get a little bit of a bump and see some of those first reps with your starting offense in Philly.
Yeah, I'm not. We need to get through the next couple of days from an injury standpoint, Mary Kay, and see where everybody is. I'm really focused on all of our quarterbacks' development and every single one of these reps, like they are last night, how important they are. So that's what I'm focused on.
But here's the part that really fired up the controversy: Kevin Stefanski's refusal to give Sanders a fair shot. Reports say from the very first day of training camp, Stefanski wouldn't even let Shedeur sniff first-team reps. Think about that. A young quarterback with raw potential, accuracy, and composure, and he's sidelined, watching Gabriel implode. Fans saw it, analysts saw it, even players on the roster whispered that Sanders was being iced out. And after Game 1, when Sanders flashed moments of poise, Stefanski doubled down again, saying Sanders still wouldn't touch the field. That wasn't coaching, that was stubbornness. And stubbornness in the NFL can destroy a season faster than any injury. And speaking of injuries, let's talk about the so-called oblique injury. The sudden storyline that Shedeur Sanders was too hurt to play. Convenient, right? No official signs from camp, no clear updates, just a narrative that magically appeared the moment fans demanded answers. Even Stephen A. Smith called it out as a smokescreen. His words, fabricated, exaggerated, pure cover-up. And honestly, when you look at the timing, it's hard not to agree.
And that comes with going up against competition. Of course, second and third units and all of that stuff come into play.
Stefanski knew the backlash was coming if he continued to bury Sanders. So what better way to kill the noise than inventing an injury? If true, that wasn't protecting the team, it was protecting his pride.